I turn around to gather my things when I hear a sound I can't justify as natural coming from Mr. Hemlock. Lucy White, tell me. Oh God, what do you fear? Oh my God. This? This right here? Take a good long look and read over the warnings, the cautions, the warnings, the cautions. If any of this bothers you, please, I understand. Don't suffer. If you're trying to support me, you can support me just by saying in the comment section below that you couldn't watch it. I understand. I get it. And move on. Just go to, there's so many videos on my channel you can go watch. Welcome to Lessons in Fear. Hi, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and if not, I hope I make your day just a little bit better. Of course we have to jump back into the horror stuff. Bright and early in the morning, just waking up, crust probably still in my eye, even though I wash my face. Does that happen to y'all? I wash my face and I still find crust in my eye. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Anyways, if you are new here, hi, I'm Voyia. I play a variety of games, and if you would like for me to play something, please do not hesitate to ask me. If there's something that you want me to see in a game that I missed, please do not hesitate to tell me. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me when you guys tell me I messed up or missed something. Just, do it respectfully. That's all I ask. Let's get started. Ugh, what a drag. And I hope the music isn't too loud. I will turn it down if it is. This is going to be a big chunky wungy. Not really, but it's going to be like 30 minutes plus. So it's not even been a month since he's got here, and I keep getting in trouble with the new home teacher, Mr. Hemlock. I swear, it's like he's got something against me. He's always like, stop dozing off in class, Lucky. Were you paying attention, Lucky? And you're late again, Lucky? I believe that's what teachers are supposed to do. I don't want to call this out because, most of the art in visual novels and stuff typically is drawn by the person creating the game, and it is spectacular and the art is lovely, but them fingers of hers is long. Like, her hands are big. I've got tiny hands, okay? If you tell me I got tiny hands, we're gonna fight and I'm gonna show you what these tiny hands can do. But usually, like, when I see people with big hands, I'm just so fascinated. I'm like, oh my God, look at those fingers. I want to touch them. Lucy? Somebody said Lucy. I've been saying Lucky. Oh my God, it's Lucy. I'm so sorry, Lucy. Jeez, can't this guy stop getting on my case? It's not like I killed someone. I don't even know what everyone else sees in him. Sure, he's good looking and all, but I just don't trust him somehow. Everyone says he's got such a kind face, but I kind of want to punch it. Lucy, okay. I think she dozed off again, and that's what's happening, is that the teacher, Mr. Hemlock, is calling her and she's not paying attention. That's funny. I should check if the new chapter of Unseen Harmony is out yet. The last chapter... Oh, God! Jesus. I hope that wasn't too loud for y'all. It did scare me. Lucy. Good of you to finally join us, Lucy. You might not have noticed, but we're in the middle of class right now. He is cute. He has a irritable face more than a kind face, but I'm just saying. I hear a couple of hush giggles around the classroom. Seriously, did you doze off again? Oh my God. Okay, it just skipped past it. Like, I hate when that happens. Can I see like a history? Yeah, oh my God, that's embarrassing. Maybe she was fantasizing about her fictional. Okay, yeah. Now, class, it's not nice to talk about your fellow classmate like that. However, Lucy, would you mind sharing your latest fixation with the class today? You seem to be fairly preoccupied with the phone of yours. I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem for you to share that fascination of yours with us, right? No, sir. I really prefer not to. Yet, they're still giggling around me. Mr. Hemlock does not stop them this time. Well, Lucy, I'm sure you won't mind if I confiscate your phone this time. This is the 5th time this week you slacked off during class. Surely, there wouldn't be a problem with that, right? What? But sir, I need... To do what exactly? There's no way I'm gonna tell him I've been reading manga in the middle of class. I might as well give in now while I'm ahead. Also, Lucy. Yes. I'm going to need to give you 3 days of detention. Wait, what? That's not fair. I've not even done anything serious yet. Yet? You kind of told on yourself, Lucy. He's got me there. This isn't the first time you've gotten in trouble with me, Lucy. Besides, if I let you off the hook now, your classmates might think I'm playing favorites with you. Ew. That's the last thing I want from anyone. Well, Lucy, aren't you just the slacker of slackers, I suppose? Well, here we are. I'm plugging in my charger. Again, I'm working from my laptop, so bear with me. God, this place feels weird without anyone else around. Mr. Hemlock isn't even around yet. So it's after school detention. Oh my God. I got after school detention one time, and when my mom showed up, I promise you she was not happy with me at all. I promise you that night I went to sleep with a red bottom, and if you don't know what that means, you don't have a Mexican mama or a mama that's very strict, okay, with punishments. I could just leave. Good to see you, Lucy. What the hell? Oh God, he did show up. When did you get here? Hey, Mr. Hemlock. Honestly, I was worried you wouldn't even show up. He moves around to sit behind his desk, ruffling through some papers. Now, here's my thing, right? I get it that she's in, detention or whatever, but she wasn't doing anything wrong. I mean, she was just I get it if he's like teaching and he's like, hey, pay attention, and you're not paying attention or whatever, and then he gives you like major detention or whatever, but you will know. Like, I'm not gonna, if I was a teacher, I wouldn't just assume that somebody's not paying attention because they're on their phone. Usually people pay better attention, and there are some people out there, they listen more than they have to look at you, so they can be on their phone, they can do 2 things at once and still pass your class. But if you're on your phone all the time and then you fail my class, then that's when I'm gonna have an issue with you being on your phone. I'm gonna be like, okay, all right, you can't be on your phone. Go ahead and hand it over. Detention after class. And don't argue with me, because I'll call moms too. He moves around to sit behind his desk, ruffling through some papers. Listen, I know we got off on the wrong foot, but I really think that we could at least be civil. Don't you agree? He doesn't look at me, still going through his papers. Seriously? Is he really trying to have a heart-to-heart or something? God, he pisses me off. Excuse my language. I guess. Good. I'm glad we can come to an agreement. Now please, state your name and age for the record. Name and age? What is this? Some sort of classroom court hearing? Listen, I know this is a bit weird, but the school think this will help with correcting your behavior, taking accountability and whatnot. Just go with it for now, okay? Please, name and age. Fine. Lucy White, 16 years old. Lucy White, why do you think that you're here today? Again, it did the thingy. Because I argued with you. Because no, that wasn't the one. Sorry, I read the one that was already there. Because a certain homeroom teacher has a massive stick up his butt. There it is. Because I argued with you. And what was this argument about? About me not paying attention, I guess. And Ugh, this guy is seriously getting on my nerves. And for being on my phone. Good. How does that make you feel, Lucy? When did this become a counseling session? How do I feel about it? I feel upset. I feel like it's unfair of you to punish me because I didn't pay attention to your lesson. Don't you think that it's also unfair for you to disrupt class for both me and your classmates? I disrupted class? You're the one who made a big spectacle out of me. I mean, to be fair, she's right and she's wrong. I'd like to believe that, especially in high school, they're young adults learning. So it's also life learning lessons as well. And I know a lot of people like to think that school don't teach you crap. And most of the stuff you really don't take with you. I really think school should be rewired and revamped completely. However, I am not in high school anymore, so I cannot be the one to speak on this. High schoolers have to speak on this one. But in my personal opinion, when I was in school, I felt like a lot of stuff that I learned in school has not never come up, except for like maybe once or twice in my life. I do feel like school should be changed a little bit, but also in class, their behaviors and stuff is a thing that they're learning too. Like they're learning how to cope. You know, are they going to be leaders? Are they going to be followers? You can tell that from just that classroom. So you can look at this girl and be like, oh yeah, she's a troublemaker and stuff. The troublemakers stick out so much. But I do believe that there are teachers out there that do be picking on like certain kids just to pick on them because, you know, why not? It's a Tuesday. I had a teacher that picked on me. Her name was Miss Fox, but it's because I beat up her daughter. That's a long story, okay? It's not like I'm going around bullying people, okay? My hand was forced, okay? And my mom said, you fight them or you fight me. And my mom is 6'2". I'm not fighting that woman. And she used to box. I'm not fighting that woman. I'd rather beat you up, take my chances beating you up than to fight her. What a joke. Fine. If he wants a bad guy for his kangaroo court, I'll give him what he wants. This is dumb. I'm going home. I don't care anymore. Write me up. See if I give a crap. My God. What was that? Did somebody just get eaten? This man bit an apple. That's intimidating. If I said, fine, I'm leaving, I don't care what you do, and somebody bit an apple that loud, I'd sit down in the seat. I'd be so scared. I turn around to gather my things when I hear a sound I can't justify as natural coming from Mr. Hemlock. Lucy White, tell me. Oh God. What do you fear? Oh my God. This? This right here? What? What happened to Mr. Hemlock? You see, I think fear is a healthy emotion to have for any living being. It teaches us to survive, to grow in the face of the unknown. Some people are obsessed with conquering their fears, but I believe that's a foolish endeavor. If you're never afraid, how could we hope to escape the dangers ahead of us? How could we ever hope to overcome anything in life? What the hell is he saying? More importantly, how did he turn into this thing in front of me? I must be really losing it, because there's no way this is real. Oh God. Oh, this is very much real. Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Hemlock. I'm so sorry. Like, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to remove the... Look at that. I am so sorry, Mr. Hemlock. I will do my work. Just please let me go back to class. I'm so sorry. Let me help you, Lucy. All you have to do is trust in the process. Allow me to pry into the tortured mind of yours to find what truly frightens you. Follow my lesson, and maybe we can find a way for you to grow from there. You're insane to think I even tell you any of that. What sort of twisted idea of a lesson is this, you freak? Freak? You ruined me, Lucy. I just want to help you. I'm a teacher after all. But if you're so apprehensive about learning, perhaps you should just leave. We have plenty of time to understand each other. Maybe then you'll even come to appreciate these lessons. Oh my God, that's him smiling? I thought he was eating something. Oh my goodness. I thought he bit into a overcooked steak, an apple, hell, a pear, anything like that. I was scared. Sorry, I had to burp. But until that time comes, go. Run along, little lamb. I expect you to be back here tomorrow. We still have 2 more days of detention left after all. I would never go back to school. I would tell my mom then what I saw, and if they insist that I go back to school, lock me up. The second he finishes talking, it was as if an invisible lock that had frozen my joints was broken. That scared me. Her running scared me. I don't need another reminder. Or was that a warning? I don't even grab my backpack. I just start running. What just happened? I knew something was off about Mr. Hemlock, but being an actual freaking monster was not what I expected. I have to tell someone about this, but who? Who would even believe me? I almost don't even believe myself. I run for what felt like hours. The next thing I feel is the soft comfort of my bed rubbing against my cheek. My body is shaking. What? I sit up. I'm in my bedroom, my backpack left neatly sitting beside the door, and my hoodie strewn over the desk chair. Are they trying to tell me that I dreamt this? When did I get here? I don't remember when I got home. I don't remember unlocking the door or getting into bed. How am I here? A dream? Nah, no way. When I close my eyes, I can see the monster staring back at me, wearing the face of my teacher. Is he wearing the face of your teacher? The image burns itself into my memory. I can still taste the fear in my mouth. The picture's getting closer. I was looking at the words, but I can see it out the corner of my eye, threatening to choke me. This was real. I know it was. I just have to get someone to believe me. Day 2. The next day, I was immediately called into the counselor's office after class started. I don't get why no one believed me when I tried telling them that Mr. Hemlock is a monster. My parents shrugged it off, saying it was probably overactive imagination. Yeah, Ma, I just dreamt that my teacher's a freaking monster. While my classmates thought I was just trying to stir up more drama. Why the hell would I want more attention when all this ever brought me was more grief? Lucy, a counseling session is supposed to go both ways. I can't help you if you don't communicate. Oh, right. I'm still in the middle of counseling with Mr. Owens. Okay, so it's a guy. I've got to stop spacing out like that. Sorry. What were you saying, Mr. Owens? As I was saying, Mr. Hemlock sent you here today because he's worried about you. Worried about me? Is that some kind of joke? According to him, you had quite a reaction yesterday in detention. Why don't you tell me what happened? I took a moment to reflect on yesterday's event before I respond. Mr. Hemlock is a monster. He's a danger to society, and I don't think he should be here. Mr. Owens seemed to take a moment to process what I just said, but he doesn't take long before he responds. Interesting. And what do you mean by that? Look, I don't know how else to explain to you that Mr. Hemlock is not human. He might seem normal to everyone else, but yesterday I saw him for what he really is. Interesting. Did he hurt you, Lucy? No. It did it again. I love it. I love it. It's less for me to read, and I love reading and stuff, but come on. No, all he did yesterday was talk. But it was just so strange. And are you aware if he hurts anyone you know?
No, everyone's.
I see.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Lucy, the teachers have noted that you've been struggling to adjust to the change ever since your previous homeroom teacher left. Tell me, was she special to you?
Not really.
He's not letting me get a word in edgewise. Then why do you hold such a grudge against Mr. Hemlock?
I don't know. He's always been on my case. He's always been singling me out in class, punishing me for the dumbest things. I think maybe he's the one holding the grudge.
And you don't think that you did anything to warrant being punished?
I mean, maybe I did, but he was still a jerk about it.
I see. And what did your friends say about this?
I don't have friends. The people in class think I'm weird.
I know here's the thing that I hate about telling counselors that you don't have friends, because they would be like, we found the problem. You're acting out because you don't have friends. Ma'am, I got beat up in a hallway. I literally got jumped in a bathroom, not a bathroom, a changing room, like a locker room or whatever, and powder poured all over me and stuff, and water and stuff all over me and stuff. I got jumped by 2 boys and 2 girls in the bathroom while they did this. And I went and told the teacher, and the teacher sent me to the counselor. The counselor said, it's because I'm not making friends. I'm like, how can I make friends? Do you want to be friends with somebody who powder you and throw you around? And like, they weren't hitting me, yes, but they were like grabbing me by my clothes and tossing me around against the lockers and stuff. And I'm sliding all over the floor because there's powder and water everywhere. And it's just like, it made no sense.
I don't have friends. The people in class think I'm weird. I know they would laugh about me.
Interesting. Lucy, is it possible that you started disliking him after seeing how easily he won the hearts of your classmates, despite how hard you've tried? Could your grudge for Mr. Hemlock be stemming from envy? Do you think it's possible that due to the stress that you've been facing, you've created an image of Mr. Hemlock as a monster to justify your hatred of him? Do you believe that could be the case? Are you serious? This man crunched on something back there. He's probably eating children. No.
What? No. I know what I saw, Mr. Owens. Mr. Hemlock might seem human, but that thing wearing his face is definitely not. Why don't you believe me? It's your job as a counselor to listen to the students, but it just feels like you're trying to gaslight me.
Lucy, I am listening to you, but unless you have any solid evidence of him being a monster, I don't see how any of this is going to help us understand the real problem at hand.
He is the real problem. You just don't see it. Mr. Owen sighs. His frustration clearly shows in his breath.
I thought we were getting somewhere there, but if you're so adamant about this idea of yours, I don't think there's any way for me to change your mind. Unless the school is small, anytime a student has an issue with the teacher, if they can't resolve it by talking or whatever, it's best to switch the child out of the classroom. It is just that is just the perfect solution. And if the child has a problem in another classroom, then, I mean, that should answer your question. But, I mean, I'm just saying.
Are you saying you don't trust me?
He worries about you, Lucy. You might not see it, but he does actually care about you. It's not that I don't believe you. I believe you thought you saw something frightening. But are you sure you're not misinterpreting the situation?
Forget it. You wouldn't understand anyways. I take a moment to breathe. I've never been this emotionally charged before.
I get it, Lucy. I'm gonna get some water.
God, but it does feel good to finally speak my mind for once. It seems like Mr. Owens also had to take a moment to recompose himself. He reaches into his desk drawer and pulls out what looks like a notebook from it.
Now I'm going to assign some homework to you. I want you to try journaling the experience you've had recently. Uh-oh. I hate this. I'm sorry. This is just bringing back past trauma stuff from high school. I hate it. Some people find that putting their thoughts down on paper can reveal hidden meanings and emotions they didn't realize they had. Personally, I find it pretty useful myself.
Like a diary?
Well, some people might call it that, but journaling is more of a way for you to capture your thoughts and feelings into a single page. It might even uncover some hidden details you didn't even consider before writing them down. Don't you think that's neat?
Okay, so it is a diary.
Also, I arranged for you to skip detention today. I might have bribed Mr. Hemlock with lunch today because I'm such a cool counselor, huh?
Did he just wink?
On a more serious note, I know you have a few days left, but from what I've gathered here today, you really need a break.
Thanks, Mr. Owens. I really appreciate that.
Take care, Lucy. I hope you'll feel better soon. Now that Mr. Owens let me off the hook, I waste no time in heading back home. I really hope Mr. Hemlock doesn't mind that I'm skipping out on detention today. Mr. Owens did say it's fine, so hopefully it's okay. Well, I might as well get started on that journal. How do I even start journaling anyways? Should I start with Dear Diary, Dear Journal?
This feels dumb.
But I really wouldn't know if it works if I don't try it. I showed up on the first day of detention. Mr. Hemlock was running late, and that got me pretty frustrated, okay? I got fed up and I tried to leave, but that's when I heard a strange noise behind me. I turned around and what I saw was a warning, a reflection. Ooh. A beast, a warning, a reflection. I'll say a beast for now, but that might be an interesting thing. Like you might have saw yourself in Mr. Hemlock. A terrifying creature taking the place of where my teacher had been. This demon spoke to me, charading as a mentor, and spoke to me about fear. He said I should feel afraid. I felt angry, lonely. I felt afraid. I never felt fear like how I felt that day. It was a primal, instinctual, animalistic sort of fear. It's the kind of fear that a rabbit feels as it gets swept away by a hawk, a deer when it sees a blinding light on the road. It's a fear so deep that it rests in my bones and whispers ancient stories to me. I cannot hear the words, but I know how it ends. I must be afraid. The next day, the school guidance counselor, Mr. Owens, wanted to see me. He told me that what I saw could possibly be explained by stress manifesting itself as a hallucination. That maybe I was projecting my fears and insecurities onto Mr. Hemlock out of convenience. It sounds like a convincing argument, but is it true? I came to the conclusion that he's right, I don't care, he's wrong. He's wrong. Mr. Hemlock is a monster and I know it. I hate that no one believes me, but what can I even do? Mr. Hemlock wants me to be afraid, but what if that just makes things worse? It's best not to think too much about it. Nothing good ever comes from worrying so much. I take a moment to write down the rest of my thoughts before I finally put down my pen. I take a look at the pages I've written. Strangely enough, I think I feel a little satisfied with what I've written. Mr. Owens is right. I guess that does help put my thoughts together. Yeah, it kind of summarized everything that happened. I place the journal back into my school bag and head to bed. Now that I've sorted out my feelings, all that's left is to figure out what to do tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to get a good night's rest tonight. Fingers crossed. Day 3. So we skipped day 2, detention. Now it's day 3 and I'm worried. I lie awake in the wee hours of the morning, just thinking. There has to be a reason he targeted me. There has to be a reason why he's doing this. I mean, you're a child that's isolated from everybody. You have no friends. No one really cares about you, and everybody thinks you're a liar, and that you start drama. I, prime example. I think back to our encounter. Oh God, what do you fear? That's it. He wants me to be afraid. I just have to show him I'm not as weak as he thought I would be. If this is a battle of attrition, then I can't afford to lose. The rest of the school day goes by pretty uneventfully, and before I know it, I'm back in front of that hellish monster again. So, Lucy, do you remember what I asked you in our first lesson? I hope you've given it some thought. When I ask my students a question, I expect an answer. Today's lesson, I want you to tell me. Oh God. What are you afraid of? I steel myself for this moment. Just remember, don't be afraid. Don't show him your weakness. I'm not afraid of anything. There's nothing that really scares me anymore. Not even you. Uh-oh, I think we upset him. Mr. Hemlock takes a moment to respond. I have a hard time reading his expression. My hands start feeling cold and clammy in my clenched fists, hoping to God he bought my bluff. Not if your hands are cold and clammy, he's not. I suppose you still have plenty to learn. I'll be looking forward to our future lessons, Lucy. Oh my goodness, why he has to be so close to the kid? That's scary. That's horrifying. There's still so much I'm looking forward to teaching you. This is only the beginning. Ending 2. Oh my goodness. I want to go find another ending so bad. I'm going in, you guys. Let's find another ending. So this time, we're back at Mr. Owen's thing. I'm going to hit yes because we hit no. It could be. I've always felt so isolated in class, even before Mr. Hemlock arrived. It was so hard making friends. People keep saying he's got such a kind face, but it feels like he's always looking down on me. He keeps calling me out in class. He keeps pestering me about how I am, and I just hate the way people look at me after that. I don't care about being popular anymore, but sometimes it just sucks seeing everyone else getting along while I sit in the sidelines. Oh, poor Lucy. I guess I just want people to accept me instead of having them pick me apart for all my flaws. The room is silent for a while. Maybe I shouldn't have spoken so much. I know that your self-image might seem like a matter of life and death in your age, but trust me, you'll learn to grow out of it. You'll find people who accept you as you are. It may take a few years, but I think it's more important for you to be comfortable with yourself. Maybe someday, that might even be a funny story you can tell when you're older. If you guys ever want me to just sit down and tell y'all my school experience, high school was a nightmare for me, but it made me a better person. I'm so thankful for all the experience that I had. There are no good ones. I mean, there were some good ones, but like I could probably count on my hand how many good ones, and I'm counting from like pre-K up. I can count on my hand how many good experiences I had in school, and I'm still grateful that I experienced all of it because it made me a better person and it made me who I am today. And that's a nice person that makes YouTube videos that spread love and positivity. I guess you said that Mr. Hemlock keeps picking on you and calling you out, but that just shows how much he really cares about you. The people who call us out are often the ones who care about us the most. Even, come on, don't do this to me. Even if they don't realize it. Thank you. In fact,
He was the one who came to me about you. He's worried about you, whether you believe it or not. He cares about you even if you can't see it. I take a moment to process his words. Did I really imagine the whole thing because I was jealous of Mr. Hemlock? When I look up, I see Mr. Owens holding what seems to be a notebook in his hand and gentle smile on his face. So this must be like, yeah, assign me the homework and stuff. I'm going to skip past all this and go to where I have to pick my answers, I guess. So instead of calling him a beast, I'm going to say it's a reflection. A vision of the hatred and ugliness I felt inside myself, reflecting onto my homeroom teacher. The demon spoke to me, the mentor that spoke to me about fear. He said that I should feel afraid. I felt lonely. Let's say lonely this time. It felt isolated. It felt isolated. There are times where I feel like I'm the only person in the world where even the echo refused to respond to me. I try to reach out, but it feels like I'm only reaching deeper into the abyss. It's almost too tempting to allow myself to fall into the claws of that monster. At least then, I'd have kept him company for dinner. At least then, I'm wanted, even if it's twisted, macabre way. The next day, the school guidance counselor, Mr. Owens, wanted to see me. He told me what I saw could possibly be explained by the stress manifesting itself as a hallucination. That maybe I was projecting my fears and insecurities onto Mr. Hemlock out of convenience. I came to the conclusion that he's right. Let's say he's right. I don't know what I saw. It scares me that I don't. But maybe there's some truth in what he told me. I always felt alone. What if I just needed a reason to hate someone who succeeded in all the ways I can't? To everyone else, Mr. Hemlock is perfect, and maybe I want to be just like him. Minus the elongated appendage, of course. Okay. I take a moment to write down the rest of my thoughts before I finally put down my pen. Sorry. I take a look at the pages I've written. Strangely enough, I think I feel a little satisfied with what I've written. Mr. Owens is right. I guess this does help put my thoughts together. I placed the journal back onto my school bag and head to bed. Now that I've sorted out my feelings, all that's left is to figure out what to do tomorrow. Hopefully, I am able to get a good night's rest tonight. Let's hope. Like I said, maybe this is just us projecting our fears. I wake up. A solemn resoluteness settling in my gut. I can't do this. I don't even get up for school that day. I spent the whole day laying in my bed, hiding under the covers. Why? I guess, in a sense, I would have figured that she would have went back to school and faced it, but instead, she's just like, no, it's right. This is my fear. I gotta face it. From an outsider's perspective, I might have looked like I was dead. My parents, of course, asked questions, but I think even they could sense something was wrong. They didn't even seem angry, just worried. It was in that state for the next several weeks, barely moving, talking, or even being a person anymore. Not even understanding what happened to me or what changed. My parents decided the best thing to do was to just start anew. So you guys moved. We moved to an entirely different state. I don't know what strings they pulled, but Dad managed to find a better paying job where we were going, so we were already financially set. It took a very long time, but I was starting to get better. Maybe it was the therapy my parents insist I actually get working, or maybe it was because I was in a different place. But I was starting to put all that I had experienced behind me. I still don't know for sure what I saw, what happened that day in detention. Maybe it was just a hallucination. But it's not important to me anymore. I'm far away from that place, and I don't have to be afraid anymore. After a while, I was feeling good enough to start going to school again. I was a little nervous on my first day of school. It's not easy being the new kid after all, being a stranger to everybody. But maybe this is a good thing. I won't have to carry the reputation of being the loser weird girl around anymore. This is hitting home for me. I don't like it. Maybe I'll even make new friends this time. I get shown around the school by a tall, disciplined looking woman with a warm voice. Excuse me, my voice is going away, you guys, so bear with me. Here's your class, Lucy. I believe they're having literature right now, but I've informed the homeroom teacher that there's a late arrival today. I tried to hide my disappointment that this lady is in fact not going to be my teacher. She must have mistaken the look on my face for something else because she flashes me a big grin. Oh, don't worry, Lucy. I know you had a tough time in your other school, but I assure you, you'll fit right in here. So don't be shy here, okay? Oh, okay. Thank you, Miss Jackson. She beams at me, then knocks politely on the door before poking her head in. I can hear the announce of the arrival of a new student and to treat me kindly. She looks back at me with a smile, then gestures to me to enter. ... This can't be right. Oh my goodness. No. This doesn't make sense. This was supposed to be my happy ending. I was supposed to... How? You must be Lucy White. I am delighted to have you in my class. Let's begin, shall we? Ending 3, escape. Okay. I don't even know. Let's go. Let's go back in. So this time, this is the only thing that's different. I hit no that he's wrong. I'm going to say it's a warning. My teacher, Mr. Hemlock, finally revealing his true form. The demon spoke to me, shredding. Okay, so let's keep going. I felt angry. I'm livid. I'm angry at that monster for knowing I was an easy mark. I'm mad at Mr. Hemlock for embarrassing me in front of everyone. I am mad at the world for making me feel so small and insignificant. And most of all, I'm angry at myself for being so weak that I can't change anything. Okay, so this is the same. The next day, that maybe I'm projecting, came to the conclusion. I don't care. This is the only one that we haven't chose. I don't care. I know what I saw. I know what the stakes are. I know what I have to do. I don't care if he believes me or not. There's no way I can let something like that roam the halls parading in a flesh suit. Ew. I don't know why that made my stomach turn. If push comes to shove, I guess I'll just have to take matters into my own hands. I take a moment and, okay, so I'm going to skip past this and see what happens. It won't let me skip anymore, so I'm assuming that this is new. Buckle in, everybody. I stay up all night. No matter where I look, I can see him, feel his presence. Even when I close my eyes, I feel like his silhouette is looming over me, hiding in the shadows of my room. As I get ready for school that morning, I make a promise to myself. I can't let this monster plague me any longer. Class goes by uneventfully, almost peacefully even. I brace myself for Mr. Hemlock to call on me, to taunt me, knowing I can't do anything to stop him, but nothing happens. Maybe I was lucky, or he was just having a good day, or maybe he can feel it too. I don't know what Mr. Hemlock is, but I'm sure even monsters can tell when there's a bigger fish in the pond. All right, so we're going to fight him. That's what I'm talking about. Get your brass knuckles. Let's go. Before I knew it, class ends without so much as a hiccup. The sound of the chatter filled the rooms as people packed up their things and shuffled out, talking about whatever crosses their minds. Any other time, perhaps I would have envied them. But not today. Today is special. Look at him standing there knowing what he really is. Lucy, not going to join your friends? Or did you just want to spend more time with me? We'll have plenty of time to chat in detention later. You know, I'm thinking of signing you up for after school tuition. You have been struggling in class lately. I wonder why.
Oh, God. Oh, oh my God. It scared me. The school counselor tells me.
Shut up.
Lucy! Oh no.
His condescending blabbering ends with a quick motion. A simple kitchen knife does the trick. My actions work faster than my thoughts do. The next sound,
my God, that scared me.
The next sound that comes out of his mouth are not words, but a pain gasp and then a heavy thud as his knees buckled. That should have been it. I could leave him here and he'd either bleed out or he'll transform, showing everyone his true form. But my body moves on its own. I can hear my blood rushing in my ears as the knife pierces flesh, then muscle, then bone. I should have felt something, triumph or maybe even relief. But even though the awful gurgling sound he made as he lay dying, I just felt numb. Maybe it was the adrenaline, or maybe I had truly lost it. The following events passed by in a blur. I remember red and blue lights. I remember cold steel of the handcuffs. And I remember my mother crying into my father's chest. Eventually, they let me see my parents. My mom is still an emotional wreck, trembling hands clutching at mine. My father looks even more stressed out than usual. Don't worry, baby. We got the best lawyer in the country. You'll be home soon, they tell me. I barely have the energy to give them an acknowledging nod. Eventually, I get escorted past loud paparazzi with big cameras in the courtroom, tall and grand. My trial hearing. My parents sit in the audience, giving me a reassuring nod as I walk past them. I pass several other people and receive a range of expressions. Some look at me with pity, the rest are just serious. A few look disgusted and angry. Some bear an emotion I know all too well now. Fear. They just whispering amongst themselves as I walk. I can't help but smile in my morbid sense of irony. I feel like I never left my classroom. Just then, a man in a small-looking suit approaches me. Mrs. White, we received news that your attorney had to miss the hearing due to an emergency. Don't worry. He has handpicked a substitute from his team to represent you. He takes me to the defendant's table before my blood runs cold.
Oh my God, I can't escape this man.
Mrs. White, I'm honored to represent you. No. No. How? Now then, shall we begin?
Look at him. Terrifying. So terrifying.
I saw you die! This can't be real. I assure you, Lucy White, this is very much real.
Can we just say that I lost my mind? Like, can we just plead insanity? Lock me in a padded room, away from everybody, please? It's just away. Oh, God! Oh, that got me. Certificate of completion. The following award given to you. A certificate is given to you, the player, for completing the introductory course in fear. Oh my goodness. Tormentor 1, Tormentor 2. Thank you. Thank you. I guess. Click anywhere to continue. I'm going to assume that's all. Oh God. Yeah, I'm going to assume that's all the endings because they gave me that. Thank you guys so much. That was scary. I don't even know why I got scared. But thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Oh, better than mine. I'm going to go watch cartoons because I'm scared. Peace and love. Stay safe out there, everybody. Bye.